Alright, hello again. We are back playing OTTD. We are mopping up slowly this 1K by 1K boats only map. Yeah, cargo distribution for passengers is on, which is why we're losing a lot of money, but in fact, this is much better than it was before. So at the end of the last episode, and I'm just going to start a timer before I forget again. At the end of the last episode, let's finish a month and then I can show you what's going on. So that hotel actually has been pulled into service, but the boat hasn't come here yet. So did I really want to close that? Well, doesn't matter. So there are a few things need doing. One is that I want to clean up bits and bobs of the map. I don't want zillions of tons of things lying around. I don't care much about people because there's nothing I can do about people. It's just cargo distribution. Engineering and farm supplies I also don't care much about. You know, we're not doing that badly. Yeah, we're doing surprisingly well. Milk, chemicals, FT. We have a lot of FT. We need to do something with our FT. And SM. Actually, SM is not that much. It's not this. Scrap metal. And I think whatever milk had been there just kind of whizzed out of existence. So essentially what I want to do is twofold. I don't need this. Scrap metal and steel. Hello? Steel? Bollocks. Nope, I did not want that. See, now let's be clone. I don't get this. I seriously think it's a bug. That's livestock and we have milk. So fifth attempt at explaining what's in my mind. I should just bump this up really. I want to make sure that we don't have too many of these overly inundated stations, stops, docks, whatnot. Yeah, I don't get this. And other than that, I decree this to be done. So so passengers, hotels is being dealt with, and this is the end of the month. So see what happens now. I would expect, yeah, hotels. So passengers done. Nothing produces mail, so nothing to do. Alcohol, we only care about things where transported is zero while production is not zero, and all of our produced alcohol is being done or dealt with. Chemicals, not bad, but yeah, not great, not terrible. Chemicals is going to be here. Now so where we could really use this sort of stuff is obviously metalworks and glassworks. Except none of these are being utilized. Okay, point at this. Metal works. No. Glass works. No. Hotel doesn't need chemicals. Bleach, anyone? Shiverhead. Yeah, we're not doing chemicals or farms. Farm supplies are going to be a PITA. I already did that on medium. Peter. I don't, yeah, I don't understand why sometimes it lets me clone and others no. Anyway, go here. Okay, this one. I want to keep the map. You're not being used. Also, slight environmental destruction. You are not being used. I think one of these are being used though. Yep. Waffle make. Waffle make. Waffle make. Can you just get on with a wee bit of servicing here? Let's go to waffle make. Fishgate. We could do it's not. Okay, how much you make? Not a lot. I'm just going to have small ones. Obviously, the requirement is that it's being dealt with, not that it's being dealt with sensibly. This. Silly head. Nope, definitely not. Yeah, the hilarious thing is, when we're talking about people, and then sarcastically someone says, "Oh well, I can't differentiate in such and such groups of people because they all look the same," and then like, "Oh, that's racist." But if you look at this mass, where it's just, and I already hid the trees, I like, you know, these all look the same. Does that make me an industrialist? The screen is so busy that I'm literally staring at it, and I still can't see shit. I think this one's being used. Okay. That was done, and then Swizzle Wig was not being done fine. Yeah, that's it. You know, if I say certain groups of people look all the same, that's racist. I'm a racist then. But if I say all these industries look the same, I'm then an industrialist, which is an entirely different meaning. Industriist? That was this, that was this, yes, fine. This is the last one. It's just people. Nothing. I should have used this. That was a good spot. Nope. Still on the, I mean, I'm basically in the same spot as I was a moment ago. Itchy bottom. I can guess what an itchy bottom is. I think it doesn't take a genius, anyone that speaks a bit of English, but what's a snooze bottom? I mean, does it make snoozing sounds? In which case it's just flatulent. Okay, this is the one which is dead. Clay. We're good on clay. It kind of bugs me that this is being underutilized. But other than that, it's no problem. Coal. Geez, we skipped one. Okay, we won. Really? Curious. How and why the F are we losing money on coal and iron ore? That's just uncommon. You make steel. I mean, that sorts our core problem per se, but I'm just dumbfounded at the fact that we are actually losing money on this. I know it's not particularly okay. Get off, get off, get off. I just wanted freaking depot. Weird. Okay, all these clays can move up. And all these clays can move down. Okay, well, I mean, 18% is rubbish, but I think the problem there is exactly just that. The boats are probably full by the time they get here. Anyway, so coal is sorted because this is now being handled. It's the people thing. How are my people? Do you all want to do something terribly nasty for me? I'll come back. Like, it's weird because I know that these have all been marked down from large, and if I put them back, they'll just start losing money. Okay, so coal sorted. The engineering supplies we're doing surprisingly well. Farm supplies is going to be painful though, because I've been very, very ignorant on farm supplies. I genuinely wonder, like, I know I keep using that word genuinely, but like, if you've been paying half attention to me, I'm very sarcastic in so many ways. But sometimes I just mean my musings, namely, would I be... What are you doing? Good. Why are you all here? Are you like full loading or something? Like, would I be disinclined to bother about stuff like farm supplies because I'm a city kid? Conversely, would someone who's a more stereotypical country kid be disinclined to bother about, I don't know, engineering supplies? But then I almost failed mathematics, so I can't say I love a lot of those things. Okay, 8% rubbish, but higher than 0. That was a new month, but it will clean up. Like, we'll have a second look at some point. Okay, this is where the pain starts. Also, while at it, what's going on? Any of these, they could just bump down. Okay, can we have a look at arms, most of all? How's this? Okay, I mean, that's exactly in the same spot, more or less. Just get out. Why did you turn it down there anyway? There's literally one here. Okay, I am just going to have one grumpy whatever. Thing is, if you're watching, if you're watching the other map, the 2x2k, 2k by 2k map, I'm still dealing with the people element of it because we have 1100 towns on there, although I think we're nearing the completion of that, i.e. the people part. This was Grumpy Bag, so Iki. But I will eventually be moving on to the industries, and I need to start thinking how to do it. Because one of the beauties of playing boats is that it's basically a cheat. Because, like, you can have that many boats in one tile, even though theoretically both boat collisions off, as in, like, they're not supposed to be gliding. Now I totally lost where I was, but I think it was this. I think the game's kind of ignoring it. you really cannot have two of anything else in the same tile. Just bring it up here. And chains take up a lot of space. So, I said this, but I modified the game source code, and although it hasn't been tested, but we can have up to 65,000 vehicles per type other than 5 or 10K. But the save games on the other one are just, getting out of control. This was Keeper. I don't even know which one that was. What the hell is this? Port. Pinkerton Port. Oh well. I don't particularly expect that there would be people that really just go through all of the other game. You know what? I'm going to do something crazy here. I think we all know what that is. Nope. We can check this later, but I think the previous iteration of me doing this costed in the vicinity of 8 million. Which is to say it will never make money. Buddy, you're in the way. Give them ideas. So that little charade costed me 7 million. Just for the heck of it. He's still not hanging out. Yep, they're not. Like usual, I'm just going to continue my fragmented blah blah, but some of you might watch all of this. I'd be hugely surprised if there was a single person that goes through all of the episodes of the big map. Like, I don't know when it's going to finish, but I had said at some point that some other chap allegedly played a 4K by 4K map, which is obviously 16 million tiles, which is, that was my initial idea. And then I thought better of it, which is probably the right thing. But it took him 5+ years, like real life. Well, I mean, Pareto's rule is 80-20, so 80% of anything comes from 20% most whatever, i.e. your 20% core hardcore fans are going to generate 80% of your traffic, may that be money or time, like sports or any such thing. So you will find a small number of people who are just very enthusiastic about you name it. I want to clone another one of this. The other thing in terms of learnings is that you probably want to turn off a creation of industries throughout the game. How's this? No, that is farm supplies now. Can we switch month? This is really bugging me. Because it's mighty annoying. Oh, farm supplies. It's mighty annoying that we're doing badly, very badly on fish. Fishing grounds and fishing harbors. Yeah, it's very easy to lose track of the actual industries that you've already dealt with. Okay, so this is 0. Nope, it's not 0. Okay, fish, small. I can't make these any small. I mean, I actually could, but come on, clone. Yeah, I want to use this. I'm thinking fish. So we're using this. It costs 10 grand a year. At 65 units, it does 30k per hour. I'm tempted to use Fish Island. Yeah. Like most of these are so crap. Doesn't matter, we don't have any hidden. And that was this. Yeah, these fishing things will take a wee bit of time. So I want to make sure that we hook things in a little better. That's obviously being used. That is being used. This is not being used. You need to move. It's a sandbank. This isn't being used. None of these two are being used, and that's not being used either. I guess the next question is, where do we take them? I don't quite remember seeing fish, fish, fish. Oh, it's going to have to come here. Might be an overkill. Also, in that case, I probably could have gone for bigger. This is where it's going to be fun. Okay. Bushwalker, whatever. Is being used. Okay, where do you all go? Is this being used? Yes. Is that being used? Yes. This? Yes. No, well, go back there. Yeah, it's being used. Good. I don't trust you. So these two are not being used. In fact, quite a few of these are not being used, but that appears to be a lack of. Let me guess, none of these are being used. This one is. Okay, let's pick a bigger boat because if I'm taking many stops, I may have doubled this a bit, but am I really particularly stupid? Yep. That's why I don't like end of months. Okay, off you go. Try this again. So you do have boats coming here. You're just lying to me. But you don't. These are the droids I'm looking for. Don't think we need 5, but worst case we'll bump them down. So like 55. I don't know why we're keeping him. Yeah. Okay, anything under 20-ish, give or take. So Bumblewood done. Bumblewood almost certainly done. Crinkle thingy bobby, which is not. Okay, we'll just kind of what's going on here? You aren't being used. And you aren't being used either. Probably could have done those two, but in fact, start that and then come off this way. Yeah, this is where the joy starts because now we have to deal with the food because that's obviously generating an output. I don't know about any of these ships there. Some of them are still probably stupidly timetabled. I'm going to take Small. Okay, if you're, I don't like these. Medium, bump, bump. I can only hope these are not full loads from the early part of the game. Go from here and just dump it in the hotel. Or shop. You do not take food. That's my HQ. That's my HQ. That's a fish market. Oh, you know what? Bye-bye. Then whatever actually stops here needs to go away. Okay, you lot go. And then I said whatever stops here needs to double up. Don't do that. No, I wanted to clone you with a control. So Bumble, whatever, has boats. They are just effing around. Evilville is obviously being used. You know what? This would make my life so much easier. Especially if I wasn't mixing up these corners. Great. Don't be a total duh. Okay, small fish. Very small fish. Actually, not that small fish at all. Still got time. There's Evilville. And then this. It's kind of weird because, you know, I obviously don't have like what would be sweet is to have a double overlay like industries and stuff because logically they come in here. Sure, whatever. I want medium because we'll be doing stuff. Stuff A. Maybe do it once. Okay, well I guess that's averages out to 1. That is okay, this is not helping. I want to go back to my fish plans. That's being used. Okay, in which case we actually didn't even need medium, but hey ho. Okay. There was Fiddleberg. Then we have Fishy Wake. Which I don't know why it got skipped. We have an absolute shitload of these Google bridges. Okay, let's attempt to figure out what's going on. So We have a lot of unused. Okay, it doesn't matter much. How about this? Okay, I'm pretty sure this is not being utilized. You do not take fish here. Okay, fish, medium, clone, FU, clone. Nope, I do not want a new group. Fascinating, defaults to blank. And then we need to deal with that. What needs doing anyway, so. No, I don't want screenshots. Damn you. Okay. So what I want is now food. This is not being replaced properly again. FML. So we basically want a shop, not a hotel. I know there's a shop there, but yeah, you don't want to go to places that supply and accept the same thing, basically, because it just causes difficulties. Messenger mail, messenger mail. Nope. Yes, I know. Hold on. Oh, you're supplying food from there. Well, that's sigh. Messenger mail. Okay, it would need to be. I'm trying to target this one. Okay, well, put that back. I cannot fund industries. And I closed the boat I was on. I mean, there's one here, it's just not shouting at me. Duh. And then I was saying vaguely something about this Google stuff. Yeah, back to fishing. are you? You're not. I'm going to the large one. You, my friend, are supposed to get serviced. Well, if I'm not allowed to fund industries, why am I not allowed to fund industries? I don't think I turned it off. Okay, we have 6 minutes. Obviously unrelated to. And this needs upping. No, I want a new group. O4, fish, XL. Weird problem to have. It's uncommon with other fishes, mas palomas. I know what happened there, by the way, but like one of them was actually in the process of being upgraded. Issue. 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 I think this may actually need to be XL, but it's fine. And then this is being used now or not. I'm tempted to head out that way. It's funny because I kind of knew there were going to be shortcomings. I just underestimated them. Like I thought we were doing better on fish. %75%. 4 minutes. That's being dealt with. It's being dealt with. That's definitely being dealt with. I'm reasonably sure this is being dealt with. Jellyworth. You just won. Yes. Jellyworth, go, or Jollyworth, or whatever. It's being used. It's not being used. I presume this is being used. I presume wrong. You're on that. I was mispresuming things. I just did this twice, didn't I? Valley. What? That's. Oh, because they all sound the same. Don't shoot. Okay, go. And I don't really think I'll have enough time for all of this because we're a little short. Go there. Right, I'm going to stop here because we have it's generally, yeah, 50 minutes. I could go a little longer, but I mean, I saved the game, it doesn't matter. I only use save games because I back them up. And then if the proverbial down stuff hits the fan, I don't know, the laptop totally dies or something, I would still have the ability to continue. So, Fish Island, why are you being Cape? Medium becomes Cape. So Fish Island becomes Cape. It's not really a hard truth that we have to be. How's people doing? Not that well. It's really weird how 1 year we're almost positive, and then another year, like I know it's cargo distribution, it's just the game doing its thing. But if I had this in a graph, it would be funny. I'll be in line with that. Okay, I said we're going to stop. We're going to stop. Save the game. I'm not saving it again. But thanks for watching, as always. I hope that was enjoyable. Again, we're one more episode into fixing the economy. That will be our slogan. And I shall hopefully see you the next time. Any thoughts, comments, introductions? Let me know, please. Thank you, and bye bye.